Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Vardorvis, back with another episode of Bossing on a Budget. Now, this episode, as you can see, is going to be the Desert Treasure 2 boss, Vardorvis, located here in the Stranglewood. Go ahead and take a look at my equipment, which all of this equipment here that you see me wearing cost me roughly 150k, obviously not including these untradeable items. So untradeable items are good to go. For this challenge. I mean, the blessing here, you can get an equivalent for about 5,000 coins, so it's really not that big of a deal. The Barrow's gloves I'm not including in the price because, I don't know, like, if you're doing Vardorvis, you should have Barrow's gloves. I mean, I can't imagine that you're doing Desert Treasure 2 and killing Vardorvis and you haven't done Recipe for Disaster, but if you haven't, I don't know what to tell you. Go out there and do Recipe for Disaster. Now, with that being said, as you can see, we are wearing the snow goggles and hat from the Christmas event, and that is because helmets are dead content. So with that being said, here in my inventory, as you can see, it's super basic, super restores, anglerfish, super combat potions, sharks, and karambwans, as well as just some teleport runes. These runes aren't for anything, plus a dragon dagger as a special attack weapon. So the inventory is a little bit expensive. I believe that the inventory comes out to like 80k, but all in all, we're at less than 250k in this setup, and we're gonna kill Vardorvis. So, here we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, getting right into it. Here we are, standing face to face with Vardorvis himself. So we're going to go ahead and hit that potion, turn on Preserve, Protect from Melee, and Piety. Make sure that we are on Slash, which is why we have the Dragon Scimitar, or at least part of the reason that we have it, because Vardorvis is weak to Slash, and then we're just going to go ahead and hit the boss. Now, really, I don't necessarily think that this fight should be too terrible. I mean, he definitely is going to do a lot of damage. As you can see, he hits through prayer. But as long as we can keep up with the mechanics here, we should be fine. That is, I mean, assuming that I can actually hit the boss and not only hit zeros. There we go. So when I'm killing Vardorvis, I do like to keep my my prayer book open for that right there, the head, when it comes up and it attacks you with range. So we just made a little bit of a mistake, but we'll just get on out of the way and it'll be fine. So when he rushes there, you do not want to click on him if you had accidentally, or if he had rushed while you were out. You do not want to click to attack him because you'll run out, and then, you know, if he dashes again and he drops more spikes, it can really just turn into a real spicy time. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and right click him here so we can get a nice little free attack off. We'll run out of the way, make sure that we are praying. So as you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm just focusing on the mechanics, right? If I have to give up some damage to not take damage, that's totally fine. We are okay with that. But, you know, just focusing on the mechanics, that is the #1 thing. As long as your mechanics are good, it really doesn't matter what kind of gear you're wearing. And I will say, right now, this is take #1. So, I mean, it's not like I've been at this now for an hour or something. This is my first take. We're just gonna go ahead and switch over to range prayer here. But anyway, what I was starting to say is we're just gonna go ahead and, you know, keep the mechanics under control. As long as we can do that, I think that we can go ahead and one try this boss. Now, right there, just don't panic. I'm actually just going to run over here so that if he does decide to dash, we're in this square here, which is a safe zone. It will cause only one spike to spawn, as you may have just seen there. But with that being said, just continuing this kill. Now, this kill is extremely slow, just like all bossing on a budget kills are going to be. Just simply, you know, the nature of the game, right? I mean, this is not gear. I mean, I don't want this to come across to anybody as if I'm advocating the use of this sort of gear to kill bosses like this. I mean, always use the best gear that you have access to. There's no reason to handicap yourself unless you're just trying to make a video like this. Really, the point of this series for me is to show you guys that, you know, you don't need the Gucci gear. You don't need to spend 100 mil on gear to kill these endgame bosses. You can kill these endgame bosses perfectly fine without that. And that really is the point of this series. So looks like we might be wrapping this up shortly if we can just get a couple of hits in. And right there is the kill. Now let's see what we get. Some Dragon Javelin heads. If I'm not mistaken, that is even the 50% extra loot. So I haven't been to Vardorvis in a little bit since the boss came out. But with that being said, he just jumped out and landed on top of me. But with that being said, yeah, the 50% extra loot for not messing up any of the mechanics. I can't complain about that. But anyway, guys, right there is perfect proof for you that gear is not an excuse. All right, so like, look at this gear that I'm wearing ruined boots, for Pete's sake. I mean, this gear is under 150k. I gave myself a budget of 200k. I ended up with under 150. I mean, the Ring of Shadows is a solid ring, right? And it's free. I mean, if you can kill Vardorvis, you have the Ring of Shadows because it comes from the quest. This literally, I don't even think that it gives any bonuses. It doesn't. It comes from the Christmas event, right? Half of the rest of the gear is untradeable unlocks that you can get. The Barrow's gloves, they do cost 130k, I know that, but if you're at Desert Treasure 2, you should be able to have Barrow's gloves. So I'm just writing that off. No, but that being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, and if you learned something here, and you think that this makes you more confident to come and try and kill these bosses with cheap gear, go ahead and leave a like, maybe leave a comment down below and let me know what I could improve on. And if you really enjoyed the video, I will be putting out more of these in the future, so go ahead and subscribe so you can keep up with all of the Bossing on a Budget content. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Have a fantastic day. See ya.